Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we prepare a top-down analysis on Aussie US dollar and how we can manage the risk. Both ways that we are going to look at. I'm going to break this down from a daily perspective. We may see that the price was moving in this way for a long time, and after created this type of bullish breakout, we saw this bearish movement, another attempt to rise and another down. I'm focused more on this movement here, one down, one up, one down, and the same thing I think that may happen in this area here. So this is the movement that I'm looking at, seen from a daily perspective. If we are going to move on a 4-hour time frame, what I'm looking at is this strong structure zone. I think that the chances that the price may stop here are higher. However, we have to be open-minded at this point, given that the market can move in both ways, up and down, really. The first zone that I'm looking at is going to be this here, let's say 0.6630, where we can see all the wicks of the candles. Look at the candles here in this area, so it proved that it was a strong zone as long as the price couldn't break above this zone. And seen from this perspective, we may have a bearish movement. However, what can happen if the price is going to break higher? We have to be careful, because if the price is going to close any candle above this zone, the chances will rise for a bullish movement. So I'm going to create both scenarios at this point. The first one that I already shared for this analysis, we are going to look at for the bearish targets and later for the bullish targets. This is the analysis that I also posted earlier today. This is how is the final scenario. As you can see, the bullish targets that I'm looking at are in this area. If we are going to move on a lower time frame, it corresponds to a structural zone, the wick of the candle, so it proved that it was a strong resistance. And another one is the top of this structural zone. I removed only the shadows of the candles, and we can see that we have a very strong target area. So once the price is going to manage to break through 0.6630, the chances are that it will continue to rise further. That is why we have to be careful, and we can say that the price is at a critical moment. Another one that I'm looking at for the bearish targets, they are lower overall. I'm looking at for the structural zones also on the bearish targets, and as you can see, I'm looking at only up to 0.6530, that is also the bottom of this zone here. We are looking at for short-term trading movements. The first one was in this part, 65.90, how I had this scenario, 65.60, approximately at this zone, and the other one was at the bottom here. So how can we manage this trade? As I also replied to one of the comments on the posted idea, I was more bearish about Aussie USD. And how are we going to manage this situation is that, let's say, for example, we had the entry point somewhere in this area when I posted. And given that, let's make this a round number just only for example to explain. Given that we don't want the price to break through this zone, otherwise it will invalidate our structure, it means that we are going to look at for this part here 0.6640. So this is what we are going to look at. One retest also in this moment and the price can move down. If we are going to look at, we have calculated 30 pips stop loss in our situation for what we are looking at. For the calculation of the units that we may use and the risk you can use, we can use the Steno app that I also explained earlier. We can place, for example, the account balance $1,000, 2% the risk. We have to press the arrow and we have to see the calculations and the risk amount that we can use. So this is how we can take advantage from the bearish movement. If we are going to look at the opposite scenario, we have to do the same thing. So in order to make a simple trading plan and to manage the risk properly, you may download the app through the barcode or from the links inside on the comment section inside the idea. So this is overall what I am looking at. If you are going to trade on the bullish movement, what you have to do is that you have to wait first for the price to create this breakout. Let's say we want the bullish movement, you are not convinced about the bearish movement, then wait for the price to break. And later you can watch, for example, to buy somewhere in this area. After you initiate the trade, let's say you want to buy somewhere here and you don't want the price to move below this zone. So this is the stop loss that we may use. You have to calculate the amount of pips that you are going to use, 30 pips, 40 pips, for example. And the same process can be done again in order to calculate the units that you are going to use for this trade. So this is overall and the way how you can use also the Steno app for both examples that we are going to look at. So this is the trading plan for AUDUSD and how we can calculate the risk from the app. It's very useful, very easy to be used to calculate the units, to calculate the risk, and also the risk amount. So I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button and follow. Bye bye.